Hello, everyone. Let's make sure everything is working on my end. Hi, friends. Whether you're joining me here on TikTok, whether you're joining here on Instagram or YouTube, happy Wednesday. It's been a while. As many of you guys know, I lost my job about 3.5 weeks ago, and it has been a freaking grueling 3 weeks. But last Friday, I finally found a new job. It's not even a full-time job. I didn't even want a full-time job. I'm like dedicating myself to being a full-time influencer and independent journalist. And that thankfully can all be possible because of Turning Point USA. So I'll be doing videos for them. Very excited about it. They're a Christian nonprofit. I have nearly total control over all my content, and I'm really excited. But I literally did get so excited about my new job that I got sick over the weekend. Like, I think I just felt like, all the anxiety of being like, can I pay my bills? Am I going to be able to do all of this? Like, oh my gosh, it was so scary. And now I'm just like, I had like a relief feeling and I got sick. So I missed our stream on Friday and Monday. But I am back. As always, okay, the best way to watch this is, I'm not going to deny, the best way to watch this is on YouTube. But if you're tuning in on Twitter, that's great, or X or whatever it's called. Or if you're watching this on TikTok, hello, friends from TikTok. I got this new really cool setup for my TikTok live. Watch this. Like if I move over here. Oh, why is the camera not doing it? Oh, it's not doing it. Okay, well, sometimes it follows me. It's not doing it right now, of course. As soon as I want to show it off, it's like, whatever. So annoying. But anyway, let's just get into what I have on the docket today, which is a lot of stuff on the docket, and I'm very excited about it. We have Law & Order put out this new episode where a tape victim, I'm going to use that euphemism for that because you know what I mean, okay? Anyway, it's this tape victim, white woman, who explains how she doesn't want to press charges against a tapist because the tapist is black and she is white, okay? We also have Build-A-Bear. I'll be on Newsmax right after this live stream goes up talking about this because Build-A-Bear has, this is so weird. Wait, this keeps happening. Edit. My freaking live streams on YouTube keep getting put on unlisted. They're not unlisted. They're public. Let the world see them. Oh, I hate when this happens. I'm the only one watching this. This is so... YouTube is so freaking annoying. So freaking annoying. But you know what? They paid the bills, so let's not complain about them, Chrissy. Anyway, hopefully more people will be able to see this now that YouTube is done being stupid. And if you're looking for it, you can usually type in underreported stories or like go to my bio on whatever social media app you're watching this on and do that and, find my YouTube channel from there. And yes, now we have people viewing this. Awesome. I'm glad it's working. So like I said, we have this crazy Law & Order episode. It's wild. Where, again, a tape, for euphemistic terms, a tape victim explains how she doesn't want to press charges against a tapist because the tapist is black and she is white. Okay? Weird. We'll watch that. Also, Build-A-Bear also offers this new demonic, like adult-only stuffed animal. And I just want to show you guys how easy it is to get access to this, for kids to get access to this. And then there's this insane story out of Montana where a family lost custody of their teen daughter for not affirming her gender. Oh my gosh, wait, TikTok users, look. The camera's moving now. It moves based on where I am. It's pretty cool. Anyway, this is happening all in Montana, which I think is freaking wild. It's not just happening in like the blue state of California or Connecticut. And by the way, YouTube people, thank you so much for tuning in. I know that it was initially listed as unlisted. I don't know why it keeps doing that. When I set my YouTube settings, I do not set them to unlisted. So it's very weird. One other thing I want to put on our docket today is talking about Shane Gillis. He's a popular comedian, and he has partnered with Bud Light. And then also, I guess if we have time, I want to talk about this obese woman refusing to give her second seat up to get a toddler on the plane. But before we go to all that, I I do want to let you know that today's live stream is sponsored by Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is the only Christian conservative wireless carrier, okay? So when you switch from Patriot Mobile, you're shifting your money away from leftist, progressive, garbage agendas, and instead you're supporting the Christian conservative causes of Patriot Mobile. So if you are interested in joining this red economy, as I like to call it, and supporting this show, obviously, be sure to go to patriotmobile.com/Chrissy. That's patriotmobile.com/CHRISSY, or click the link below to change your cell phone service. I did it. It's wonderful. And yeah, anyway, let's get into this Law and Order episode. So I'm going to give you a quick description, especially for my TikTok audience, of what you're going to watch, okay? So there's a woke character. She's a white woman who was in the episode taped, like I said, tape is a euphemism, taped by a black guy. She then declines to press charges because she's privileged and she doesn't want a black person going to jail. So let's watch this. I will say, as a heads up, I'm going to transition our screen. As a heads up on YouTube, I will get, dinged if I play more than 15 seconds of this. So we're just going to play 15 seconds at a time, and y'all on YouTube will just have to deal with me. I'm sorry. Cool. Let's start by watching this.
But Natalie, Jay Watson raped you. You think I forgot? How could I? This entire trial has been an exercise in reminding me.
For some reason, the audio is like really off on that. But essentially what's happening is that, this white woman saying like, or Marissa, what's her name? What's the SVU Law and Order chick's name? She's super, super popular. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, she starts saying something along the lines of like, he taped you. Like, you really have to do something about it. And she's like, I know, I couldn't forget.
This is your chance to
So do something about it.
do something about it.
I am going to. Believe me.
Mariska Hargitay. Thank you. That's her.
Because I can afford therapy. I have that luxury. And maybe one day I'll be okay.
So again, for the listening audience, she says that she's not going to press charges against her own tapist because she can afford therapy, but the black man might not survive prison. Okay?
But if that teenager goes to prison, he may not be. Ever.
So she then continues to say that it's like such a serious subject, but I can't not laugh at it because it's so stupid. She is saying, okay, well, because this black person assaulted me, he might not make it out of the prison system. Therefore, I'm not going to press charges against him. Okay, interesting. She's crying.
I don't want that. Natalie?
She can't live that with that on her conscience, I guess. Okay. So what's going on online is that the mega online conservatives are saying that the episode is essentially telling white people that they are privileged and they shouldn't seek justice for tape. And there's some evidence to back that up. I won't deny it. For instance, let me pull up this tweet. Give me un segundo over here. I was like, did my computer freeze on me? That would not be fun. But there's a tweet that I want to pull up from someone named Greg Ree. And Greg, the astute point that there's a writer for the show named Brandon Feeney, and he wrote for this SVU episode, and he is an avid Black Lives Matter activist. I believe from his picture, he looks white. Correct me if I'm wrong. I guess you can't really tell anymore. And he's from New York, and his bio talks about how he doesn't believe in God. So people are like, SVU included this segment to showcase what good little liberals are supposed to do when they get taped. Okay. And I think that the mega online conservatives are right, that it was truly the intention of some writers to get people to believe that this standing up and saying, oh, I was sexually assaulted, but I'm not going to put my sexual assaulter in jail because of his skin color. I think that there are people that wanted that to happen. But in reality, after watching the clip, I don't think that's how it came across. Hey, Keanu, I see you moving over from TikTok to YouTube. If you're on TikTok, you should do that, okay? Move over to YouTube so that you can see all the videos I'm talking about, okay? But this is my opinion on this whole SVU episode, okay? First off, unless you're an insanely woke person, tape victims are not thinking about woke social causes when they're dealing with the aftermath of a tape, okay? There are so many reasons why survivors wouldn't want to press charges, and I just don't think that social justice causes are chief among them. In fact, watching Mariska, which now my TikTok audience has aptly pointed out I now know the name of, watching Mariska react to how ridiculous this woman is acting actually had the opposite impact on me. I was like, oh, good. Even in a Hollywood-produced, woke, insane world, even the main characters are like, this chick is whack for thinking she shouldn't press charges because of the perpetrator's skin color. But if you're in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on this okay? Well, I keep going. Generally speaking, though, I will say, I think that most of the country would venture to say that this is a ridiculous way of looking at the world, okay? Because obviously this is a TV show, okay? But if we were using this as like a hypothetical instead of as a TV show, this woman would be putting other women in danger, right? Possibly, if she's so worried about race, possibly a black woman or a brown woman, as they like to say, or any woman without means, right? And by refusing to lock up someone who is incredibly dangerous, she's putting other women who may not be privileged in a really scary position, right? So she's putting people that are privileged in a scary position too, because no one wants to be raped. Like, I don't know why that's hard to believe for these woke people, but I think it's arguably more selfish not to lock him up so you can feel like a white savior instead of doing the just thing and making sure this man cannot harm other people, right? Anyway, let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. I'm seeing the TV show, yes, but to impressionable people, it's a life lesson. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I see this comment from Jay Faraya. I don't know how to say it. I watched it. The longer I watched the matter, the longer you watch the matter you got. If the show is going to be like this, you're not going to watch it. Okay, interesting. That's good to know. If you're, I mean, I haven't really noticed that, that this is like a thing with SVU, but is it growing? If you guys routinely watch the show, will you let me know? I see another comment from Nick. Nick, hey, how are you? Good to see you again. It said, nobody except Angie Carroll. Apparently it's a fantasy or whatever she said. Oh my gosh, yes. I wasn't even going to talk about Eugene Carroll, and I really don't want to, but my goodness, this woman is cuckoo. She's crazy. And yeah, apparently she thinks that tape is sexy. Okay. Alex, you said this encourages more of this to happen. Zero consequences leads to an uprise in said crime. 100%. 100%. Why are more people not talking about that? I just don't understand why you would have people out here in any realm trying to encourage this. It's yuck. All right. Let's get into our next topic. Okay, let's do it. So, Build-A-Bear now offers a demonic adult-only stuffed animal section on its website that was created and is consistently marketed to little kids. I want to pull up the actual website, the actual website, and show you how easy it is to put your child, just sit them down in front of the Build-A-Bear website, which is a children's operation, and just watch how easy it is to get from this children's website to the separate section for adults only. Sure, Jane. Okay, so if you're on YouTube, I am pulling up Build-A-Bear. Again, if you're on TikTok, head over to YouTube to see this. So let me just show you this because it's freaking insane. Okay, so you head onto their website, just buildabear.com. You can do this for yourself if you're watching somewhere else. And when you get here, you see, shop all stuffed animals, Super Bowl, and then Valentine's Day gifts for adults. So there's one option. Then you'll see in this corner, Bear Cave. That's another option. And then if you scroll all the way to the bottom, not all the way, but most of the way to the bottom. Oh, where is it? I did this earlier and I posted it. Yeah, here we go. It says the gift ideas are heating up in a Build-A-Bear after dark. And mind you, this is 3 bears. One of them is a lion in a tux. Nothing harmful about that. The second one, the main one, is a pink teddy bear with devil horns that says Drama Queen. And the third one is a red devil teddy bear that says you turn me on and then a light bulb. Okay. So let me click shop gifts for adults. Don't even ask me how I found this. I did not find this. Looking for Build-A-Bears. Somebody on TikTok showed me this. Okay. Anyway, this is what we're looking at. Okay. So these are some of the bears available on the website. And oh my gosh. So we have a lion holding a martini and his shirt says Zaddy. Okay. Oh, all right. We then have a pink devil teddy bear with a lingerie on. Okay. We also have the lovable lion champagne gift set. Does this come with alcohol? I'm so confused. Again, we have lots of animals in lingerie and pajamas. And again, lots of alcohol. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ooh, this one's fun. This is interesting. We have the pink teddy bear with the devil horns dressed up as the angel. Love that. Love it. So cool, Build-A-Bear. You're so in. Okay. And then they just have lots and lots of devil paraphernalia. Okay. It's like all alcohol and devil, which I can't say I agree with like the lingerie bears with the hearts. I don't understand the need for the devil to be in this. That part makes no sense to me. Okay. But these are just some of the bears. To me, this one is insane. These are bears available on the website. And listen, it's not just about like the creepy, sadistic, stuffed animals alone. It's about how easy it is for the kids to navigate from cute stuffed animals, right, to stuffed animals that say Zaddy on the chest and it's lions drinking martinis. It's just like, it's so unnecessary. And on my podcast last week, which you should subscribe and download to, I believe there's a link down in the YouTube bio. If not, it's on literally all my social medias. But I was talking on my podcast about the differentiation between political disagreements and wokeness. And for a while, I feel like we've treated the word woke like we treat the word porn, for instance. You can't describe it, but you know it when you see it. It is a political disagreement, right? Being woke, right? When people are woke, that is inherently a political disagreement. But the caveat is that wokeness is a political disagreement that celebrates perversion. Hear me out, okay? Drag queen in front of kids. Perversion. Books about blowjobs and sexual assault put in middle school libraries. Perversion, okay? drag queen shows for adults by themselves, they're promiscuous. You can have commentary on it, but like that's a political disagreement. Drag queens in front of kids, that's the perversion, that's the wokeness. Books about blowjobs and SA and that stuff. Again, it's a fun smut genre to a lot of people that are over the age of 18 or 21. But when it's put in middle school libraries, it's perversion, okay? And now we have adult stuffed animals. And listen, these adult stuffed animals on Build-A-Bear, they're not inherently wrong. But putting them on the same website where little kids are looking for innocent stuffed animals, that is a perversion, right? I don't know. It makes me so mad. So let me go through some of the comments from you guys. I see y'all are saying that this is insane. It is insane. Alex said, this encourages more of this. Oh, that was, sorry, your last one. Nick, you said, wanting a sexualized stuffed animal might be enough to end a relationship on this spot. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think that's another thing about this. I'm like, I would never in a million years want some sort of after dark teddy bear from Build-A-Bear. In fact, I would feel uncomfortable going to get something sexual from Build-A-Bear, which is an inherently childish place. And I have great childhood memories, and I don't think I want to ruin those with like weird, perverted, zaddy animals. It's so weird. John, I saw you over on TikTok. Now you've moved over to YouTube. Thank you so much for making the jump. Happy to see you here. Alex, I heard you say their defense would probably be it clearly says for adults, like children wouldn't be distracted by the colors on a website made for kids. Exactly. I mean, that's what they do. They say, oh, you know, we make it clear. And then also when it pops up, it says like, you're 21, right? Okay, like I didn't have to show you my ID. I didn't even have to type in a birthday. Like usually when it's talking about selling alcohol online, you even have to type in a birthday. You could totally make something up, but you still have to type it in, right? No, you just didn't have to type anything in. It just like happened for you. Weird, right? Super weird. Anyways, I will be talking about this on Newsmax at 5:35 p.m. Eastern if you want to hear more about it and other people's takes on it. So feel free to join me then. Or if you like stories like this, if you like takes like this, I wrap stories like this up in an email I send out every Monday to Thursday with exclusive stories. I call them underreported stories. You can always get the short version on TikTok, on Instagram, or you can subscribe to my Substack, which is linked down below on YouTube for longer form videos, links to all the stories, not to mention the Underreported Stories podcast just drops right in your email inbox. So if you want to do that, it's on my Substack. If not, you can just keep checking the links in my bio. Anyway, let's get to just this other crazy story. Montana family drama. I'm going to run you through the whole dang thing. So if you have not heard about this story, a Montana family actually lost custody of their daughter after expressing opposition to their teen daughter's gender transition. This is insane. Okay. John, yes, I see your comment. I will be on Carl Higby. You'll see me there. Okay, the story is crazy, and I've got every bit of information. I already went through the story just for you guys, so let's get to the good, juicy parts, okay? I said that that felt wrong to say. I felt like I was, like, exploiting for a second this family's tragedy, and I'm not. Like, this is an insane freaking story, and I want to bring attention to it, not, like, be a gossip columnist. So, sorry, that came across really wrong, and I apologize for it. Anyway, let's get into the details, okay? So this is happening, like I said, in Montana, not California, Montana. And the family that we're going to talk about, their names are Krista and Todd Klostad, Kolstad, Klostad. And they've talked to a litany of different news outlets to get their story out there. And they said in all the different interviews that this all started in August of 2023 when the family got a call that their 14-year-old daughter had expressed suicidal ideations while at school. Okay? It's so sad. So, gosh, it's just so sad. Like, you don't want to hear about 14-year-olds. You hear about the rise of mental health crises among kids, and it's just so sad. So that same day, a caseworker with the Montana Child and Family Services, we'll call them CFS because that's just a long name. So the Montana CFS showed up to do an inspection of the family's home. So the Clawstads, they claim that they let this person into their home, the CFS employee into their home, and they had an interview with the CFS agent. And the 14-year-old girl, so this young girl, she told the agent that she consumed toilet bowl cleaner and painkillers that day to commit suicide. So like, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. You don't want little kids to have access to this. No. So obviously the CFS agents were like, oh, red flag, that's scary. And the girl wasn't, the odd part about it, I should say, is that the girl wasn't even like so much as sick on the day that this alleged painkiller intake, toilet bowl cleaner was consumed. And okay, this wasn't just like an observation from parents. I'm not going to take the parents' words at everything, obviously, because kids can be lying and kids can also be telling the truth. But this we have right here, which if you're not on YouTube, go watch on YouTube. This is the child's medical records, okay? They're blocked out, so nothing of importance is listed out there. But you can see the medical records right there. This is a girl. She identifies as a boy, and she uses the name Leo. And the medical records show that there was literally no physical health issue. There was no indication that the child had consumed painkillers, no indication that the child had consumed toilet bowl cleaner, okay? So weird that she made this whole thing up about maybe she did. Maybe this was a real suicide attempt. I'm not negating that. What I am saying is she lied to the CFS agent saying that she attempted suicide in this way. She tried to unalive herself in this way. She did not. She did not try to do that because there's no indication that she consumed painkillers and there's no indication that she consumed toilet bowl cleaner. So weird off the bat, okay? The parents then, they said that they told, where is it? Yeah, right here. They went to the hospital staff and they told the hospital staff, okay, please refer to my daughter as a girl. It's illegal to transition minors in Montana, okay? Completely illegal. And the hospital staff said social transition is different from medical transition, and social transition is a gray area. And if the parents had an issue with the staff referring to their daughter by he, him pronouns or by the name Leo, they should get a lawyer. This is doctors talking down to parents who care so much about their daughter that they're, putting her in the hospital. They're making sure that she's taken care of. They're following her needs. She's the one that said she attempted to unalive herself. She's the one that said she ingested things that she shouldn't have ingested, and they did the right thing by taking her to the hospital. They're not trying to negate medical care for this kid, okay? So then they kind of get into the story, this portion of the story, where they talk about the girl's time in the hospital. Just give me 1 second. This is a long story. My throat's getting dry. Okay. So anyway, throughout this girl's time in the hospital, the parents claim that all of a sudden their daughter started talking about gender affirming care. And this was not on the daughter's mind before. Okay. They were saying that all of a sudden she had started talking about actual medical transition, and saying that the nurses' aides were telling this young child about top surgery, being non-binary. Mind you, it is illegal to medically transition a minor in the state of Montana. So then the girl's time at the hospital was up, okay? So, crazy. This is when it gets literally insane. The girl's time is up in the hospital. The family agreed to have her placed in a specialized treatment facility. And that's obviously very important. Your child tries to unalive herself. She's got severe emotional, mental, psychological disorders probably bubbling up. I believe the dad is divorced and the mom lives in Canada. The stepmom lives with them, but the mom lives in Canada. So it's a whole thing. So they do the right thing. They want to put her in a treatment facility. And obviously there are 6 available in Montana. So they're thinking, okay, well, like, why wouldn't you do this treatment in Montana? No, you guys, the hospital sent the girl to a treatment facility in Wyoming. But it is so important to note that Wyoming doesn't have the same prohibitions on child sex changes that Montana does. So the family said, absolutely not. We'd like her to stay at a facility in Montana. This is our child, after all. And CFS showed up at their door and took their child away and sent her to Wyoming. Okay? The parents, this is so crazy. The parents were not allowed to communicate directly with their daughter while she was staying in another state where she had access to cross-sex hormones, puberty blockers, all the things. All the communication had to be done through a therapist that was just reluctant to give the parents any information. So these parents are sitting, probably having a panic attack. Just imagine if you loved your child so much, you would do anything for your child. But your child believes something that is biologically and physically impossible. And they are lying to CFS about the status of their life. Allegedly lying. And then on top of it, the state takes the side of your 14-year-old, essentially delusional daughter, and you lose rights to her. And she's sent to Wyoming. That's weird. It's scary. So anyway, the daughter does come home. Okay. She returns home, which is so crazy. Okay. Returned home to Montana, and she's placed in this like youth. Where is it? Yeah, they called her. Okay, yeah, this is right here. Sorry. So, daughter returns home to family in Montana. She's placed in this like youth dynamics group home of sorts for nearly 5 months. So this happened in September of 23. And the family fought to get their daughter back. But on January 19th, so not that long ago, the court decided to hand custody of this child over to CFS. It's a freaking long ass story. All of that. If you have thoughts, please let me know. That's a long story. But holy fudge balls, okay? The state of Montana literally kidnapped a teenager to help facilitate her gender transition. Again, if you have thoughts on this, please toss them in the comments right now. I know that Megyn Kelly is doing an interview and it should have dropped by now. I'm really interested. I haven't watched it yet, but I believe they're on the Megyn Kelly show today, and I'm super excited to watch it. Really quick, while you guys are dropping your thoughts in the comments, I want to read the response of this situation from the governor of Montana. So the governor apparently had something to say. I don't know if it was anything I haven't super yet, but I'm going to read it here with you guys. So let's do that. So to give them their best shot at reaching their full potential, this is the governor. Children deserve to grow up in happy, healthy homes with loving families, of course. Sadly, this ideal is not always realized. Okay, so these parents don't love their child if they don't agree that they're boys? I don't know about that. Okay. He goes on to say, unfortunately, our society finds children whose life, health, and well-being are at serious risk from abuse and neglect, and only at last resort should they be removed from their home. Of course. We agree with that. We don't want kids living in terrible lives, but we also don't. Having a disagreement with your kid is not abuse. Upon hearing recent allegations related to a child welfare case, I asked Lieutenant Governor Kristen Juras, an experienced attorney, constitutional conservative, mother and granddaughter, to review it. Okay, so the lieutenant governor is supposed to look at this. Goes on to say, consulting with the director of DPHHS and personally examining case documents, Lieutenant Governor Juras has concluded that DPHHS and the court have followed state policy and law in their handling of this tragic case. Okay, so now I feel like I'm missing something, right? Am I missing something? He continues, I have asked the lieutenant governor to continue monitoring the case as it progresses. Okay. Further, Senate Bill 99, which I signed into law in April of 23, prohibits medical and surgical treatments to treat minors with gender dysphoria and also prohibits the use of taxpayer resources for such treatments. Right. Our administration will continue to advance policies that strengthen and protect families and Montana's kids, like what we have done to promote adoption and ban permanent invasive life-altering medical procedures on children like puberty blockers, hormonal treatments, and sex reassignment surgeries. So I think this has left people to go, is it far enough? Seriously. Is it far enough to just ban the puberty blockers? What do you think? I don't know. Is it enough? I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm seeing somebody, Georgia girl, saying gender change, sure. Tattoo's not old enough. It's infuriating. It really is infuriating. It really, really is. John, I saw you say you're speechless about this story in Montana. Alex, you said neglect and abuse have been watered down so much that even disagreeing with your child is considered abuse. That is sincerely what is going on here. That just like the most mundane things in the world are considered abuse. And again, not to like continuously keep pushing my podcast. I hate to be that person, but tomorrow I do have a really exciting thing to show you guys because it's just our language doesn't mean anything anymore. Something that was once considered just a difference of opinion is now like abuse. It's violence. It's like we have the most insane language to describe things nowadays. And I really think we all just need to chill the fudge out. Look at me getting better at not swearing. I shouldn't get an applause for that, but I feel like I need it. Nick, you said in a red state, in a significantly red area of the state, per the last 2 elections, even scarier. Yeah, that is, I think, what's just so wild about this Montana story is that, like, it could happen to any of us. Like, I live in Tennessee, and I'm like, okay, cool, my kids are safe whenever I have them and whenever we get to that point of life. Maybe not. Maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Shall we move on? Do we feel good to move on? Yeah, I feel good to move on as soon as I have water. This is not a sponsor, okay? But I've been drinking this Element stuff or LMNT, however you say it. I don't know if you guys drink this shit. It's good. I mean, it's good. I'm trying to lose weight for my wedding and just good. It satiates me, keeps me full, but also gives me all the minerals and electrolytes I've been needing. I'm loving it. All right, let's get to our next story, which is one that I didn't think I'd ever be reporting on, but it's something a little bit more light and funny. So unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Bud Light has faced a ton of backlash after they partnered with, I guess I'll call him controversial, transgender activist Dylan Mulvaney. But Bud Light is really trying to make a comeback right now. Like, they did not go down without a fight. And what they're doing is, it's very interesting. They're partnering with people who are controversial and don't give an F about being controversial. For instance, they're working with Kid Rock, right? At the beginning of this whole boycott thing, Kid Rock was shooting Bud Light cans at the beginning of the controversy. He then removed Bud Light from being sold at his bars in downtown Nashville. And then magically, he was working and endorsing Bud Light again. And let me know really quick in the comments whether you guys, I'm just interested in hearing, do you guys drink Bud Light again? Like, are you over it? I'm just curious. You could be honest. I'm not going to call you a weirdo or anything. Like, if you do, let me know. But the new weird partnership that I want to talk to you guys, pulling this up on YouTube, is that Shane Gillis, who really rose in prominence after his Netflix special, has gone viral in conservative circles for making a joke about Joe Biden looking like a Roomba when he finishes speeches. It's interesting. He partnered with Bud Light, and I'm looking at your comments. You're saying, I drink Bud Light, F Bud Light. Some people are saying, some of them do. Some of you guys do. Some of you don't. So some of you are over it. Some of you are like, no. And I feel like a lot of people that are like, no, are just like, I never drank Bud Light. It was gross to begin with, okay? I'm not a beer drinker, so I just simply don't know. All I can base my assessment on is my fiance, who doesn't drink Bud Light, because I give him shit for it. I'll be honest. I won't give you shit for it, but I can give him shit for it because he can't run away from me. You guys can. So I'll be a lot nicer to you. Anyway, Kidding. But I am interested on hearing your guys' thoughts on Bud Light partnering with Shane Gillis, because Shane Gillis is considered in many circles just he doesn't give an F, and we love those kind of people that don't give an F. And while you guys are dropping your thoughts, I really would just love to hear them. Keep going. I love it. I'm seeing never again Bud Light products. It's funny. I am going to go through the Instagram comments on this Bud Light post, the partnership post, because the comments are easily the best part of this story. I don't know if I can. Oh, here. Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to read you some of the comments. You guys, I was cracking up. I wasn't even going to show you this. Like, I don't think it adds much value. It's just so fucking funny. Oh, dang it. Dang it. I'm trying not to swear. Oh, okay. So Shane Gillis posts, excited to announce partnership with Bud Light. And Mike Cox, somebody responds, Bud Light is trying so hard not to be gay. Like, so hard. I don't know why it makes me laugh. Somebody else responded, effing Shane Gillis is trans. Okay, I don't know about that. I think he just got probably a solid amount of money to get paid to take pictures drinking beer and being around beer. And he was like, screw it. I don't care. I want the money. Like, whatever. This one, though, this had me cackling. Somebody called him Dylan Mulshaney. And you know what? I feel like he's a good comic. If these are good fire comments, he's going to respect them. Like, he's not mad about it, okay? Because this one's got, like, so many likes. Okay, I'm going to like it, too. Okay, this next one needs a little bit of preempting. So if you don't already watch Shane Gillis or know him, he does note a lot that he looks like he might have Down syndrome. And if you put, like, a mask over his mouth, or, like, sometimes if you just look at him, he does. And so people are just teasing him because we're just making fun. We're just having jokes. And somebody said, shout out to Bud Light for working with the disabled. I don't know. Some people probably think he's disabled in his mind for doing this partnership. I won't deny that. What was this? Oh, someone else said, was this one of those Make-A-Wish kind of deals? It's so good. Someone else said, kind of gay, Shane. I saw this post and was like, wow, this is kind of gay. And again, like, this is so freaking funny, because if you've watched his comedy special, he explains how to do the Donald Trump voice. And he says, all you do is say kind of something, or like you say something, and then you explain what you saw, and then you repeat it, and you go like this. You say, like, kind of gay, Shane. I saw this post and I said, wow, it's kind of gay. Like, I don't have the Donald Trump voice. I'm not trying to do that. But, like, that is the rhythm to which he speaks. So that's super, super funny. Anyway, those are some of my favorite ones. I just found them to be very funny. I'm going to go through the comments right now you guys had to say about all of this. I see... Oh, Jillian, you love LMNT. Oh, me too. So good. Anyway, John, you are better than all of us. You don't drink any alcohol at all. Good for you. I seriously applaud people who are sober. Even though I'm sober, like, most of the time, I just applaud people that always do it, because I like to have my nights fun. Nick said, if Bud Light sent a public apology for promoting Dylan and denouncing transitioning kids, I'd buy some Bud Light. Until then, no. Yeah, I've heard this a lot from people that are like, ugh, if you would just, like, freaking apologize, you losers, I would be back on board. But they just think that, I feel like they're leaning into exactly what, they're leaning into Shane Gillis territory. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry for the YouTube audience. I was just removed from going live on TikTok for hate speech. I shit you not. I can't go live on TikTok anymore because of hate speech. My live was canceled. Yep. Okay. Sounds good. Turning that off. I'm not kidding you. It was just turned off because of hate speech. I'm so annoyed right now because I love you guys. I love you guys so much on YouTube. But you're like a small little fraction of my audience. My big audience is on TikTok. And now it just thinks I ended my life, even though I didn't, because TikTok took it down because of hate speech. Because somebody was on there saying, ooh, Chrissy was talking about gender transition and I think we should trans all the kids. F off. This is why I end up swearing. And honestly, John, this is why I need a drink. Okay? Because this is freaking rude. But I'm holding off from drinking until February 6th. My friend works at this really schwanky restaurant in Nashville, and he wants us, some of our friends, to come and taste test all the new drinks and desserts for this swanky restaurant. I was like, sign me up. But, you know, I have to, like, earn my alcohol. That's how I live my life. So we're trying not to. But anyway, I'm enraged, and I really hope all the TikTok people are enraged, too, when they're coming over to watch this. But anyway, I'm mad. I'm mad. Okay. I gotta build a bridge. Okay, get over it. I'm over it. Kinda. All right. That's enough on Shane Gillis. I'm just gonna move on to my next part. I believe my dog has come to join the live stream. Hi, buddy. I don't know if you can see him, but he's here. Let's just get to the next story, I guess, because yeah. Let's just do it. All right. You guys, I'm trying so hard not to rage against the machine right now. I'm so mad. Let's just get on, because there's a crazy story that I also want to talk about, and I'm sure this would have been flagged for hate speech too. So there's this viral article about an obese traveler refusing to give up her seat on a plane for a toddler. And I'm just going to read you this whole encounter. Feel free to toss your thoughts in throughout, and yeah. If you have any super chats or anything like that, be sure to toss them in. We have about 10-ish minutes left of the live stream. So if you have anything, again, this is like what I do full time, and you enjoyed today's show, be sure to toss something in and I'll answer your questions at the end. Okay. So there's this woman online who's facing criticism after she refused to give up her second plane seat that she had purchased. Okay. So that is a very important piece of information. She had bought, she had bought 2 plane seats, okay? Bought 2. So, wait, what? Oh, she refused to give up her second plane seat. I was reading that wrong. I got really confused. Anyway, she refused to give up her second plane seat that she had purchased to a fussy toddler, so the fussy toddler could sit next to his mom. She refused to do that. This is a 34-year-old passenger who said she had booked 2 seats on a flight due to previous experiences of being uncomfortable in just one. Things did not ask or go as she imagined when a mom who was sitting in one of the seats asked her to, quote, squeeze into one seat so her child could sit in the middle seat, right? So this is some sort of Reddit thread that read, I am 35 female and am obese. I'm actively working towards losing weight and I've made progress, but I'm still obese as I'm typing this. Because I'm fat, I booked an extra seat so everyone can be more comfortable. I know it sucks to have to pay for an extra seat, but it is what it is. Is anybody else realizing that we're reading an article about obese people and the advertisement that's on the page is Ozempic? It's pretty funny. Anyway, it does suck. I get that you don't fit into the seat. And I feel for this person, not because I feel for them for the situation that they're in, but because I'm like, okay, they are actively taking steps. And instead of doing this whole Southwest weird fat privilege policy where they're like, I'm not going to pay for 2 seats. I'm just going to take one, which is a real thing, by the way. Excuse me. This girl was like, I'm going to pay for 2. Okay. So we're like, okay, cool. Good for you. And everything continues on in the Reddit thread. It reads, everything goes smoothly from checking in to security to boarding, at least at first. This woman, this mom, comes to my row with a boy who appears to be about a year old. She told me to squeeze into one seat so her son could sit in the other. She told me, not asked. Ooh, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. If she had asked, it might be different. I told her no, and that I paid for this seat for the extra space. And the mom made a big fuss over it. The OP got the flight attendant involved, but she didn't take her side and asked her to try to squeeze into the seat as well. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so the obese person, I think is what OP means. You know, they made a big fuss about it. The flight attendant took the mom's side. And then, you know, the obese lady said, I said no, and then I wanted to sit in the seats that I paid for. The boy, who the mom said is 18 months, is supposed to sit in her lap, so he's supposed to do that. So the flight attendant eventually told the mom to put her son in his lap. I got dirty looks and passive-aggressive remarks from her for the entire flight, and I do feel a little bad because the boy looked hard to control. So this is kind of like the asshole kind of deal? What do you guys think? Is she the asshole? Nick, I see you saying, I mean, at least she paid for it, unlike the Southwest policy or just giving the extra seat for free. Yeah, I agree. And Alex said, I mean, if she purchased 2 seats, they're her seats. Right. They are her seats. I've definitely come to the conclusion that, like, she's not the asshole. I don't blame her for being like, I paid for 2 seats. I want to keep those 2 seats. I want to be as comfortable as possible. However, I do think that they could have come to a compromise. I'm just personally just saying, like, if I was for some reason obese and I was like spilling out, you have to be so obese. And if you're trying to lose weight, like we're talking like my 600-pound life obese, to the point where you're in 2 full seats. If you're like 1 1/4, just be like, yeah, I mean, if you don't mind just like pulling your armrest up so that, you know, your kid can sit a little bit closer to you and we can just split this chair, I don't really mind that. I feel like there was a compromise somewhere along here and it was just completely missed. What do you guys think? Do you agree? I kind of feel like it was dramatic. Let's read, actually, I didn't realize that there were some comments from people. Let's read some of those. So people are calling her, or are taking her side. Some people are. They're saying, what's even the point of the extra seat if the flight attendants are going to let entitled people bully others into giving it up? Good question. I think that's a little dramatic. Again, back to our conversation about words, just a smidge dramatic. But the point of the extra seat, again, yeah, is so that this woman, like, she purchased it. Whether she just wants to put her purse there, is it a morally good thing to do? No. You should just take your 1 seat. But you have the right to do it, right? So weird. A second one said, people buy entire seats for high-end musical instruments or equipment. Not even people. Their lack of planning does not constitute an emergency on your part. Oh my gosh. That is, do you guys know where that's from? Do you know what that reference is to? I'll give you a minute because I'm going to pull up the reference. It's so funny. Pulling it up. Yeah. Wait, Nick said, at least a piece of the plane didn't fly off. So true. Yeah. Okay. This is 12 seconds long, so I really hope I don't get in trouble. Okay. It's this video. Ugh. So annoying.
Podcast in under 10 minutes using Riverside, and here's how. After I finish recording.
Okay.
It all together.
No, we don't switch.
Because when we booked, they didn't have 3 together.
Ma'am, your poor planning does not constitute an emergency for me. You'll see him in Paris. Go sit down.
That is what that was alluding to. That is it's a good joke. It's just funny that people are saying that. But let me get back to that other thing. Someone else said this mom is an a-hole for not buying a seat for her son and assuming someone else would give up a seat that they paid for. Odds are she was hoping there'd be extra seats on the flight so she didn't have to pay and use the laptop thing as a loophole. I'm lost on what the laptop thing is. But yeah, I mean, I think that she probably was doing that. But when you have kids, like, are you an a-hole for not wanting to buy your kid a seat? Like, those little monsters are expensive in and of itself. Parents, pipe up in the chats. Let me know, okay? Anyway, other people said, if you're so fat that you have more than one seat on a plane, then you are selfish. Flights are overbooked all the time. How can you justify having 2 seats to yourself? I think I empathize with that comment when they get the flight for free. I do not empathize with that comment when someone purchases the seat twice. Again, do I think it's morally correct? No. But do I think it's like a crime against humanity to buy 2 seats and utilize the 2 seats? No. I don't know. That's just what I think. And I guess these families should just be grateful because at least their plane took off in one piece and wasn't like spilling into a million pieces. And I don't even know, there wasn't a drag queen show going on at the same time. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into the live stream today. If you could please just like and subscribe before you leave, or send this to a friend that you think would love it. I would really, really appreciate it. Again, this is my now full-time career, so very excited. If you aren't already, please subscribe to the Substack. The Substack email will go out at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern with today's underreported stories. I got to go get to that. And if you don't have anything else to do, you're looking for more Chrissy Clark, for some godforsaken reason you're crazy enough to do that, go ahead and turn on Newsmax. I'll be on Newsmax at 5:35